This ballad song is the Vulp, made by Nabalis in collaboration with Will Hirsch and Brandon Baker. Now, if you've seen my channel before, then you've probably seen me flip it. Now, the Vulp arguably started the entire trend of aluminum handle ballad songs being available on Amazon, and from what I can tell, it has sold really well, and lots of people have gotten it as their first ballad song to get into the hobby. I know for me, this was my first real ballad song, and it means a lot to me for that reason. But I don't just have one Vulp, I have a lot of Vulps. Now, these are not actually all my Vulps. I only own 4 of these. And that is because Seeth Designs has sent to me some of his new Reblades to make a video on. Now, this is just gonna be a first impressions video, and he just sent this to me for a couple of weeks to try out and test. So I'm not keeping these, and this isn't sponsored in any way. All of these opinions are going to be my own, but I'm super excited to try this out and share with you what I'm about to find, because I've not yet flipped these. Let me put these all down real quick. Okay, so this is my original Vulp that I got in October 2022. It was in the first batch of Vulps in this color, as well as the first ones having the T10 hardware. And this is the newest version of the stock Vulps as they come now, which are included with proper press fit Zem pins, I heard. So that's pretty cool. You can see the finish on the blades. It's quite different. And I'll throw up a picture because you can't really tell in this lighting, but the anodization of mine is definitely faded. And the sound, so much better. Now, before I get into talking about these Reblades, I'm just gonna kind of flip this Vulp just to kind of get adjusted to the stock Vulp and just kind of talk a little bit real quick about a couple of things. Firstly, these Vulp blades are available for pre-order. I will have a document in the description of this video that Ryan from Seeth Designs made, but that'll cover over basically anything that I missed in this video, because I'm sure I'm gonna miss a lot. Now, the Vulp being very popular, I'm sure a lot of you do have some opinions on it. You probably already have one in your collection, but I just want to mention a couple things in case anyone is unaware. Basically, the Vulp, while it has done so much for the community, and a lot of people like myself do really enjoy it and have, said that it's a really great beginner ballad song, the general sentiment is that it is just that, a beginner ballad song. I have a little bit more of a nuanced opinion on that, but the main reason for that comes down to the stickiness of the chaplains, just how the Vulp doesn't stick very well in chaplains. And there's other things that people don't like about it as much, such as the slippery Be Blessed, which I can say, comparing my well-used Vulp, this one I flipped as like my main flipper for probably a year and a half, and then continued to flip it a lot, until I got this Teflon Vulp, which kind of became my primary Vulp to flip, due to its improved grip and feel in the hand, in addition to that very nice sound. But yeah, I've flipped this Vulp a lot, and I think because of that, the ano, it feels a lot more grippy. But a couple months ago, I got this one for really cheap, and this is definitely a newer Vulp, and I definitely noticed the slipperiness in the hand, and it kind of reminded me of why people don't like the Vulp, because yeah, just its slipperiness, which I can understand, but as I mentioned, this Vulp was my main flipper for a long time, and because I learned so many tricks on it, I'm sure I'm biased in that sense, just generally to liking the Vulp. But not only that, I have a lot of experience with flipping it, so I'm very curious to see how these will flip in comparison. Now, in the document, Ryan said that when he got the Vulp, the main sticking point that he was trying to fix was the handle by its nature and the lacking of tip weight, so let's give this a try. Okay. You hear that's got a nice ring to it. First of all, I really like the look of it. I think the blade looks super cool. It's cool how it is reminiscent of the original Vulp, but yet is that dowel blade shape. Okay, let me move over. Here might be a better angle. All right, let's see. Okay, so my immediate thoughts are, I need to try this one again. I will be doing a follow-up video on these. Seeth Designs said that I feel free to try out swapping the handles and blades, or I guess the blades, as it's when he wants to get feedback on how the experience is. So I will definitely be swapping them around. I'm excited to try it on the Teflon Vulp, because for me personally, I'm just gonna be honest, for me personally, I think the handles of the original Vulp are where I have most of the problems. Because for me, it's like the slipperiness and the sharpness of these cutouts were something that were like the issues that I really had with my Vulp. Not really issues, but the things that I would see fixed. So I'm not somebody that ever really had a problem with the fans. Now that I'm giving it a try, I'm gonna really have to sit down and think about the differences from these. So I guess, you know, I shouldn't try and figure everything out right now. My first impressions is that it's not super different. Any difference that I can detect, I feel like it's better. I prefer it more in the sense of like how it fans, rollovers, chaplains. Chaplains feel about the same. Maybe a little bit better. It's really hard to tell, honestly. Now, something I have noticed is that when I do like those spine grabs, because you can see the blade protrudes more right here. Now, normally the blade doesn't stick out a lot with spine grabs on the Vulp. It's definitely more noticeable on this Reblade. But I don't think it's like going to be an issue. All right, so that is the trainer. Let's try the false live. Okay. Okay, this sound is really good. You can definitely hear this is higher pitched and has that ring. Whereas this has that deeper, thocky kind of sound. Teflon Vulp. Yeah, this false live blade looks super cool. A bit of a close up. It has like those milling lines on it, which look absolutely sick. I really like the blade. It is cool how it has the bottle opener on the blade. You know, it matches the trainer, which was designed first. But I'm like, oh man, that would look pretty cool if that was filled in. But I think it looks good either way. Okay, so let's see how this one flips. Okay, to me, it immediately feels more blade heavy, which I guess makes sense considering it is a good chunk of steel here. But I don't know, I mean, I actually don't know which one is heavier or not. Okay, so immediately I'm thinking that the trainer felt pretty similar to the original Vulp. Like it wasn't immediately noticeable. Like I think if somebody handed me this Reblade blindfolded, I don't think I would have immediately been able to tell. If they handed me this one, I 100% would. And I'm not talking about like because of the sound or the feel in that sense. Like even just doing fans, some simple fans, like a whip rollover, I could feel the difference. I'm going to keep flipping these. I'm going to mess around trying out all the different things. Once again, thank you to Seeth Designs for sending these out to me for a couple of weeks to try out. If you have any questions about the Reblades, either the trainer or the false live, first, you should check in the description. I will have the document linked for you to read, and that will probably answer a good amount of the questions that you may have. And if it's not in there, please do leave a comment, and hopefully I can figure it out. And yeah, let you know in my updated video in a couple of weeks. I will probably flip these as long as I can, probably like 2 weeks, maybe 3. before I have that video. So it'll probably, the other video will probably be in like 3-ish weeks. Now, while I will have a lot more thoughts after switching these around and flipping these a lot more over the next couple of weeks, I do just want to conclude with saying this, that I can say from just the amount of flipping that I have done, if you already like your original Vulps and you like the look of these blades, then I think you could totally go for these and pre-order them. If you've got the money, they look really cool, they're really good quality for what you're getting, and if you like the look and you like how your original Vulp flips, then I think this would be a fun option to mix it up and try out. Now, if you don't like how your original Vulp flips, then the reason why you don't like it depends on whether or not you should get these. If your issues are with the handles themselves, like the grip or the sharpness of these cutouts, obviously the blades aren't going to do anything. But with the flipping, I will have to speak on that a little bit more, but immediately this does not jump out as like a large difference like with chaplains, to where if you had a problem with the chaplains before, you probably still will, but I will definitely give my updated thoughts in the next video. Thank you once again to Seeth Designs for making these, designing these, sending them out to me for a little bit to test out. And if you want to see a video that I made on another one of his designs, then you can check out this video here where I covered the Sentient, which is a 3D printed resin balisong that is a lot bigger than a normal balisong. So go check that out next.